There are a few preliminary steps before you can start using our online systems. Your firm will need to complete a Terms of Business Agreement, or TOBA, with us. We'll then supply an Ellipse account number, which, along with your firm's FSA number, you'll need to hand when you complete our online registration process. Once you're registered, we'll send you a link to the sign-in page. The page is also accessible through a link from our public website. Having signed in, you arrive at your home page. Now, click on Create New Quote. The early parts of the quote process are designed both to collect basic information about the quote required and to filter out quickly the few cases where we won't be able to provide a quote. Once you've entered your client's name and specified when cover is to start, we ask you to select the industry in which your client operates and then provide more details about their activities. Unlike other group risk offices, Ellipse doesn't ask for details of members' individual occupations. Next, the type of cover required is selected. In this instance, I'm going to opt for a group life quote. The system can quote group life cover for up to 500 members, but here I'm going to do a quote for just 10. By ticking this box, I show the scheme is an existing one. As a result, the next screen to appear asks me some questions about members subject to special terms and the scheme's claims experience. This screen would be skipped entirely if the scheme had been a new one. Now, I'm asked about any foreign travel by the members. If I indicate there's travel, some supplementary questions are displayed, but having shown you how these would appear, I'll go back and change the answer to show no foreign travel in this case, which then leads straight on to the next screen. Here, I set out the basis of cover for different categories of member. In this instance, I'm going to assume all 10 members are in one category, but the system can handle up to 20 if you need them by using the Add Category tab. Once I've entered the details of the cover required, I move on to uploading the member data. Before I do this, I'll show you where to find some notes of how to set out your data. It's well worth looking at these before doing your first quote because they show how to avoid errors you might otherwise encounter. Back to the quote screens now, and I browse my computer files to find the spreadsheet holding the member data. If I have column headers in my spreadsheet, and I do, leaving these boxes checked means the system will search for them and match them up automatically. If any column headers can't be identified, these will be highlighted and I can match them up manually. The next screen shows how the data has been loaded, so I can check that each column is holding the right information. If anything had gone wrong, this Clear Data button gives me the chance to check my spreadsheet, see where I went wrong, make any corrections and upload it again. The next screen gives me the chance to amend individuals' details if I spot any errors or have late information requiring changes. The last screen to complete asks if I want certain extensions to the cover, which in this case I'll leave. It also asks what commission, if any, I'll be taking and the frequency of premium payments, which can either be quarterly or monthly. Now the system plays back to me a summary of the information I've provided to check it's what I intended. It is, so I hit Next and am shown the key details of the quote, including the premium and the automatic acceptance or free cover limit. For the quote's full terms and conditions, I scroll to the foot of the screen and hit Produce Full Quotation. This is now ready for me to access, and I find it by returning to the home page and clicking on Browse the Document Store. As you can see, my quote has been loaded, so I select it, then hit the Download button, and here's my quote, set out in full.